Hi, friends. Oh, I'm so glad you came today. Are you doing well today? Oh, good. Excellent. Me, I've had a bit of a rough start to the day. Yeah, I lost my car keys. I know. I don't know. Can you find them? They're somewhere in my house. I set them down and now I can't seem to find them. Could you know what? You have really good eyes. Could you take a peek and see if you can find them? If you need to, press pause while you look and then press play when you're ready to tell me if you found them. Fingers crossed you do. Okay, friend, did you find them? Yes, they're right there in a dog bowl. How did they end up in a dog bowl? I definitely did not leave them in the dog bowl. Oh, I have a guess. Yeah, I have a guess how they ended up in the dog bowl. Is there anyone in that room who might have helped my keys make it to the dog bowl? Yeah, my puppy Chip. I mean, Chip is the cutest little puppy in the entire world. He's super energetic. He's a lot of fun. He's really silly. He's awesome at cuddling, but he's also just a little bit naughty. Yeah, he is. He would tell you that, so it's nothing he doesn't know. All right, so Chip is a little naughty, and it looks like Chip grabbed them and wanted to play hide and seek and put them in his dog bowl. A friend, that will not do. So I got to figure out how to solve this problem that I'm having. Since you're here, would you like to collaborate with me to solve this problem? Oh, collaborate? Yeah, that's a fancy word. Our learning goal for today says I can collaborate with others. So let's talk about what it means to collaborate. Now, collaborate, like I said, is very fancy. Let's go ahead and say it together. Collaborate. Let's say it one more time. Collaborate. Yeah, it's a big fancy word, but it's just a cool way of saying that you're going to get together with someone else and share ideas. And when you're getting together to share ideas, it's usually because you're trying to solve a problem together or create something new. So that's what it means to collaborate. Now, these friends got together to collaborate to build the best tower they could using those blocks. So when they were collaborating, they shared ideas so that they could use the materials to create something very cool. You probably have collaborated with other friends doing something similar, right? Today, we're going to collaborate on problem solving. Can you guess what my problem is? Yeah, my problem is the car keys in that dog bowl, right? So, how do you collaborate? Well, the first thing you do is you set a goal. So our goal is, well, it has to do with those car keys, right? When I come in every day, I normally put my car keys on the table. Do you see them? But the problem that I'm seeing is that Chip got very interested in those car keys really quickly. And then they ended up in the dog bowl. And I do not want that to continue happening. So our goal when we collaborate today is to come up with a solution so that Chip does not get my keys and put them in the dog bowl. That's going to be our goal. It's super helpful to define what your goal is when you start collaborating with others so that you all know the direction you would like to head and that you're all working towards a solution together if your collaboration is to solve a problem. Okay, so we have our goal. And well, if you're going to collaborate, you're going to need a team. Collaborating is not by yourself, it's with other people. So I brought two friends to join us. There's Oswaldo and Isabella. I like to call them Ozzy and Izzy. And they're really good teammates. And our teams or our group that we work with are going to help us to share ideas. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend some time thinking. We figured out our goal, but now we're really going to think hard about, if I was going to try to solve the problem of car keys in the dog bowl, what would I do? All right, I want you to go ahead and press pause for a second. I want to give you some think time while Ozzy and Izzy and I also think. Can you come up with a solution? All right, press pause while you think. Press play when you're ready. Okay, friend, we had some think time. Are you ready to move on? Okay, well, now the think time is over. This is the time where we get to share ideas. All right, I would like you to go ahead and press pause, share your idea with me, and then press play when you're ready so that we can go ahead and see if your brain match with your shared idea is one that Ozzy and Izzy come up with as well. Okay, press pause while you think about it, or while you go ahead and share, and then press play when you're ready to move on. Okay, you shared your idea. It sounded really good. Let's see what Ozzy had. So Ozzy was thinking, hey, I see this table and it's awfully close to the door. So this is his idea. He said, what if you take that table and you move it closer to the door and then you can put your keys there? Well, I thought that was a good idea because I'm going to walk in the door. I'll have somewhere to set them right away and it won't get into the rest of the house and get lost. What do you think about Ozzy's idea? Yeah, I gave him a high five for that one. That was pretty good. Good job. But Izzy had a different idea. Her idea, she was looking at the entrance as well, and she saw a nice open space under the pictures I have right there. And at her house, they have some hooks right inside their door, and that's where they put their keys. So she thought maybe I could put a key hook right there. So when I walk in, I could put my keys and they could be dangling. Also, an excellent idea. Wow, we are coming up with great ideas. I'm so glad that you came to collaborate and that Ozzy and Izzy did too. So we started out collaborating by setting our goal, then we had some think time, and now we're sharing ideas. And after we shared ideas, this is where we need to evaluate the ideas. Can you go ahead and say that word? Evaluate. Good job. Now, evaluate just means that you need to think, is this the best solution? And sometimes when you give a solution, it is the best one, but you might need to make adjustments or you might need to start all the way over. That's just part of being collaborating in the group. Sometimes your first idea isn't the best one, or sometimes it might be. I don't know. So I'm going to really evaluate the ideas that Ozzy and Izzy shared. So let's see. I really liked Ozzy's idea about using that table. It was already in the room, so I don't have to buy anything new, and I can just scooch it right on over, and it's going to be perfect, I think. But I also really liked Izzy's idea. Izzy's idea also was a great solution. It would be a place for my keys, and I definitely wouldn't lose them that way if they're dangling from a hook, right? Ooh, Bull's solution is fantastic. I'm trying to think about how I work and things that I have to do and things I would have follow through. What would you do? Which one would you pick? Oh, yeah, that's a great pick. All right, here we go. I am going to pick Ozzy's idea of the table. Yeah, I think that's really good. And really, what it boiled down to is that I don't really think I'm in the mood to get out my tools and have to like put screws in the wall and buy a new hook to put it up under there. Maybe eventually, but for right now, the best solution and the fastest solution is the one that Ozzy thought of. And I loved it. Okay, so that was a good one, but oh man, now I'm continuing to evaluate because someone brought up a good point. What's the difference between that table and the other one? Because um, I really think that is this the best absolute one that I could have come with? I'm not sure. Sometimes we have an idea, we evaluate it, and it's good. But our next step is to build on ideas. So as I'm looking at that table by the door, and it is similar to the other table, what do you notice about my friend Chip? Yeah, Chip can still reach the table, right? Okay. So I like that the table is by the door, and I like the idea of setting my keys on the table. But this is where we're going to build on the idea. So we had an idea, we're going to build on it now and say, how could we make it better? So what could we do using that table still? I have an idea. I have this bowl that I'm not using, and it's very fancy, and I would love to put it out because I think it's so nice. What if I took Ozzy's idea of putting the table by the front door and I put the bowl on the table and then we could put the keys in the bowl? What do you think about that? Yeah, I don't think Chip will be able to get them out of the bowl. And I actually don't even think he'll know that they're in there because he's so little, right? Yay! Fantastic. All right, so we set our goal, we thought about it, we shared our ideas, we evaluated those ideas, and then we built on them to make it the best idea ever for our solution. And the last thing you do when you collaborate with others is you wrap up. And hopefully, your wrap up includes lots of celebrating because we did a really good job working together and we came up with a super cool solution to my problem. Hey, thanks, friend. Thanks for your help collaborating with me today. You know, our learning goal says I can collaborate with others. And that's exactly what we did today. And we went through all the steps of collaborating. And so now, next time when you collaborate with others, you'll know exactly what to do. All right, good luck solving those problems and creating new things with others. Bye, friends.